given the vastness of the universe, I think it is statistically probable that there is life somewhere else. So when we think about life on another planet, and the one I think about most is Mars, mostly that's not a very friendly place. You need water, you need energy, and you need carbon. A place that you could still find those on Mars and the other rocky planets is in the subsurface.
So most of the energy on Earth is driven through photosynthesis. We eat plants. The things we eat also eat plants. And that's one of the really exciting things about microbes is that they don't depend on energy sources that are from sunlight. So they're sort of this only group of organisms that we know that can utilize geologic sources of energy. And we think that these sorts of metabolisms are analogous to processes that could and or would be happening in other places in the solar system.
We're looking at life in the deep terrestrial subsurface, and we don't know very much about the life in the terrestrial subsurface. I'm setting up experiments that are called flow-through in situ colonization experiments, and basically what that means is that I'm taking a container, hooking it up to water in the mine, and letting the water flow through the container, and any of the microorganisms that are in the water will colonize substrate that I've put in the container. One of the main questions in astrobiology is, are we alone? And in order to answer that question, we have to figure out how to look for life and how to detect it in situ in other environments. And so by looking in life underground and using these deep mine sites as analogs for potential planetary environments, we're getting better and better at detecting life in extreme environments.
An element that my lab group is really excited about, I am personally really excited about, and I'm trying to get my people excited about it too, is the concept of microbial dark matter. And so what that means is that there are a ton of microbes out there that we only know from their DNA. So we find their DNA in the environment, but they will not grow in the lab. But it turns out that with DNA analysis, we've identified whole groups of bacteria and archaea that are very distantly related to anything that's known, to the point that none of them exist in culture. Which means that we have only just a very limited understanding of what they do, what they look like, where they live, these kinds of things. We're getting better at the where they live question, but the really what they do question, you have to do some old school fundamental cultivation. There have been breakthroughs in different chemical cycles. We found sort of key players that it turns out are having a huge impact on things that we thought we understood. So these kind of advances, these sort of like, surprise, microbes are doing things you never knew they could do. These are the advancements in geobiology that just keep happening. And so I'm confident that we'll have many more of those in the next 20 years, which are going to rewrite how we think about how different elements are cycled and what's really possible to use as a life strategy. And that will guide our astrobiological search for life on other planets.